you guys. I'm coming to you from beautiful Central Oregon today, where Pico and I and my bestie are on an awesome adventure. And I want to talk a little bit about what do you do when your hands or your wrists are just aching and they feel stiff or they go numb or maybe they lose some of their strength for no obvious reason. It's totally natural to focus on them. I mean, after all, that's where the pain and the discomfort is, so you think that's got to be the problem. But what if your hands are simply the last stop on a much longer journey? Because sometimes the place that hurts isn't actually where the story begins. So today, let's explore why chronic hand and wrist pain isn't always a problem down there, and how your neck, quietly usually, influences the health of your hands and wrists. And I want to share a few gentle movement ideas that may help you explore better communication throughout the entire system and help everything feel better. My hope is you'll leave with a different way of understanding what your body may be trying to tell you with that pain. I'm Dr. Melanie Carlone. I'm a physical therapist, a somatic practitioner, and someone who believes the body is beautifully interconnected. I've spent over 40 years now in clinical practice with a master's and a doctorate in physical therapy, and I'm trained in 2 forms of yoga education. And sometimes people call me the body whisperer, which is awesome, because one of the things I find really fascinating is how symptoms often quietly and magically can appear, but they're at home from a much further place. And that can cause real change if you address it. It's a little like turning on a faucet, and like if you have weak water pressure, the problem usually isn't at the faucet, it's something farther up the line. So our nervous system is really the same way, and the hands may be where you notice the symptoms, the wrist may be acting up, but they all depend on a really healthy conversation traveling from the neck. So before we focus on the ends of your arms, let's begin where that conversation starts. So think about everything your hands and wrists do, like you're buttoning shirts, you write, you're cooking, you garden, you're opening jars, you use a keyboard, you use them for comforting or helping the people you love. Hands are like so capable, but they don't create movement by themselves, right? Every signal begins in the brain, travels through the neck, and continues through the shoulder, down the arm, through the wrists, and finally into the hands and fingers. It's all one continuous pathway, and it loops both ways. Everything you sense out here goes back to inform the head and the brain. Sensation travels up, instruction travels back down, thousands of times a day, most of it happening well below your awareness, which means that if communication changes along that route, the hands may be the first place you notice it, not because they're the problem, but because they're end of a very long line. So what can interrupt that conversation in the first place? Well, most of us think of our neck, sometimes our head's like this, lollipop on a stick, and we think the neck is just something that helps us look around. But think about it. It's one of the body's great communication pathways. The nerves that reach your hands, your guts, your legs, they all travel through these regions. And bundles of nerve roots exit the neck and branch all the way down through the brachial plexus, it's called, down the arms and into the fingers. And if your neck is starting to experience limitation, bony blocks, loss of movement, or your posture's changing, or the surrounding fascia gets less adaptable, those messages may not be moving as effectively. And fascia surrounds every element along that pathway. Fascia remembers. It thickens and it tightens if we're holding positions too long. So sometimes people notice stiffness or weakness or aching, or sometimes a feeling like the hands feel foreign, like they don't really belong to you. Not because they failed, but because the pathway is less available. So if the pathway changes, why does the body allow that to happen? One of the amazing things about the nervous system is it's ever, always trying to help you. And if you've spent years in a certain position, hours a day looking downward, working at a computer, living with your head slightly forward all the time, the body will organize itself around those positions. It's not like dramatic, but slowly over time, things will get longer, things will get shorter, little adaptations, and now your neck moves a little less. Your shoulders a little less active. You're breathing a little more shallow. Fascia remodels. That's what I call the green light and the red light reflex. The green light's backwards, the red light's forward. Overdoing, holding on, long after the reason for holding passes. And those changes begin affecting how movement and information move through the system. The body just becomes really efficient at repeating what's familiar. So as one of my teachers, Four Arrows, says, fear and habit don't just live in our thinking. They live in our muscle tone, our breath, our posture, our fascia. Your neck holds a whole story about you. So instead of asking them just to work harder, what if you tuned in and helped the pathway of information become more available again? So before we do that, I just want you to notice. However you're sitting now, slowly turn your head from side to side and just notice how easy it is. Is one direction easier than the other? Tilt your ear to one shoulder and then the other. And if you have hand and wrist pain, does either direction kind of subtly change the way that feels? I'd love to hear what you notice in the comments. I'll pay attention to them because sometimes the smallest observations become the biggest clues. And if you haven't considered subscribing, this channel's all about these connections that your body already knows and you can tune into. So these next are movement ideas to explore. Feel free to adapt them. Don't bring yourself into pain, but stretch a little bit. Just notice. It's like a listening conversation with your nervous system, not a performance that you're trying to do the right way, and you can stop anytime. So let's begin finding your seat. Feel your sit bones beneath you. Feel your feet on the floor and just arrive. And before we ask anything else, just be present to where you're at. So let's do some neck extension and rotation. Gently draw your chin straight back, like your head is being lengthened upwards. With your chin back, look over your right shoulder, back to center, and look over the left. And now we're going to try some somatic movement to open the neck. With your chin straight back of the neck lengthens, look over your right shoulder and tilt your left ear towards your left shoulder and keep rotating to the right till you feel a stiffness. Just a small no movement there. Go back and forth. Okay? And now I want you to take your left hand and bring it on your right cheek and push into your cheek like you were going to turn your head to the right, but you can't. Hold about 5 seconds and then let go. And again, your left ear towards your left shoulder, your chin drawn in. Do a no movement. And once again, bring your left hand on your right cheek and push into your left hand with your right cheek. And then relax, and again, a little no movement. And then bring your head back to center and just notice, feel it. Now let's go the other way. Turn your head to the left, look over your left shoulder, chin drawn in. Tilt your right ear to your left shoulder. Your right ear to your right shoulder. And bring your right hand onto your left cheek and push into it. Like you were going to turn your head left, but your hand's there. 5-second hold, relax. And just notice how your neck probably let go. Tilting right ear to right shoulder, head turning left, give it a little no movement. And again, right hand on your left cheek and push into your head with your hand and relax. And notice with the no movement, you can go a little further. Now bring your head back to center. And just feel it. So you've just done a somatic movement to find and help the protector. Now let your head slowly turn left and right. And notice, can you turn a little further? Come back to the center. And draw your left ear to your left shoulder. And the right ear to right shoulder. And just notice how that feels. Done. With your head straight forward, draw your chin back in. Turn your head to the right and look over your right shoulder. And notice if that's easier. Back to center. Chin back in. Turn left. And look over your left shoulder. Keep breathing deeply in your belly. Really deep way to breathe. Low back ribs, front and up. What you just did is called a contract and release activity. You found the tension, you found the protective part of the nervous system that wouldn't let you go any further to one direction, and you gave it a voice. You contracted it, you tightened it. Instead of forcing past it, you meet it, you honor it. And by doing so with that 5-second hold and relax, honoring it, the fascia gets a deeper felt sense that you're present and it lets go. It's like this crazy muscle reset. So, with that awareness, you can apply that to anything. When you come into a tense part of the body, instead of trying to push past it, let the protector show up, tighten it. And then when you let go, you'll notice that you go actually further. It's pretty crazy. All right. So we've opened up the musculature. Now let's work with the fascia. So I want you to go ahead and turn your head to the left. Slowly turn your head to the left and bring your right hand around underneath your ear and into your neck on the left side. And let your fingertips go deep into the fascia and slowly turn your head to the right, drawing your fingers across the fascia and mobilizing it. All right, we're going to do that again. Turn your head to the left, bring your right hand around, grip your neck right below your ears with your fingers, hold it, deep pressure, and then slowly feel it, no pain, but deep holding, exploration, turn your head to the right. Feel it? And one more time, turn your head left, behind the jaw, below the ear, grip that fascia, chin tuck slightly, turn your head to the right. Beautiful. And now let's do the right side. So go ahead and bring your left hand behind your jaw, under your right ear, head turned to the right, and slowly turn to the left. And it may feel different than the other side. Breathe in your low back, relax deeply as you do this. And again, head to the right, chin tuck, breathe in the low back, fingers deep, behind the ear, down below the jaw, and turn your head to the left. Breathe deeply and relax. The fascia is getting messages from you. And one last time, turn your head to the right, behind the jaw, below the ear, grip, and mobilize the fascia as you slowly go across the paraspinals and turning your head to the left. And now let your arm down and just notice. Not only your neck, but your shoulders, your arms, even your hands. You may feel like a wave traveling down your arm. In the neck area, a warmth, a loosening. Maybe even a tingle in the fingers and the wrists. And that's your pathways opening back up. All right, let's finish by gently moving each wrist through comfortable circles. Open as you reach back. Make a fist as you reach down and breathe. Stretch your wrist gently. Notice as you come down into a fist, the back of the wrist, and as you go back, hands up. And now let's thank those hands with a little bit of pressure in large intestine 4. Many traditions have used this point for centuries to ease tension. It's right here in the web space. Go ahead and press. There's going to be one spot that's really probably pretty tender if you have hand and wrist pain. And go ahead and give it some good, deep pressure. Breathing in your low back, to your belly, up into your chest, and let it go. Keep your chin drawn in as that pathway's open. This is called Hegu in Chinese medicine, Hoku in Japanese medicine. It's a powerful point for tension. Great to do in the middle of your day. And then go ahead after about 30 seconds and do the other side. Just feel Hoku, large intestine 4, breathe, chin in, low back ribs, belly, up into the chest. And let it go and just shake it out. And now just notice what's changed. Feel that breath, the breath that just arrives on its own. Maybe an exhale that Lets your shoulders drop a little more without you asking them to. That's the tell. That's your nervous system saying, I have more room now. One of the more beautiful things about the body is it rarely asks us to think smaller. It's usually asking us to think bigger. And when we stop looking at just one painful area in isolation, you can start to see the relationships that maybe you never noticed before. So your hands, your wrists, your arms, your shoulders, your neck, they're all participating in the same conversation trying to help you. That is the witness part of yourself coming online, starting to step away from just pain into understanding patterns and seeing the whole pathway. The whole pathway instead of just the loudest symptom. And sometimes helping the conversation is more important than chasing the symptom. What? What do you see? So if you've been, hey, stop. So if you've been living with chronic pain, I hope this gives you a new perspective. Stop! No barking. Pico, you messed it all up. So when you restore movement and communication to the places that have been working it hardest in your body, a lot of times it'll just give you a sigh of relief. You're not broken, your body's protecting. Just like chihuahuas want to protect you. So, how was that? Did your neck feel freer? Did your hands change? Did something else surprise you? Leave me a comment below. And if this video helped you think a little bit differently about hand pain or wrist pain, please like it and subscribe. And remember, move with kindness, breathe with awareness. And most of all, you guys, remember, sometimes the symptom isn't pointing to where something's wrong. It points to where the body wants you to begin to pay attention. Thank you.